So picking is kind of like you every lock has a set of pins, and some of these pins could be really good, like security pins, etc. Um what is up, guys? Yo 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 yo. We are going to install uh Void, and I know where I made the big oopsie daisy after like reading some docs and thinking and having brain power. I was like, yeah, this is it. So I locked myself out of my place like a fucking retard, and I'm like, God, this sucks. I don't like I don't have time for this kind of thing. And I ended up really I was like, wait, I have my lock pick set on me. Can I do this? I don't think I'm that good. I'm not that good. I'm not an experienced lock picker. I just like it. It's such a cool hobby to have, in my opinion. It's very awesome to do. Maybe just a cool skill to learn. And I'm like, this is amazing. And then I'm just sitting there like fucking listening and listening and listening for the pins. I'm like, fuck, why did I forget my and I'm like sitting there thinking like, how the fuck am I gonna get in? And I'm like listening for the pin clicks. I'm like, all right, hopefully this is a bad, like, not that I want it to be a bad lock, but I'm like, please be like somewhat easy. And I'm like, click, 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 click. I'm like, oh, dang. And then I like after a longer than a professional could probably do this. I was like, bam, got back into my place, and I was like, awesome. YouTube actually unironically led me down to the rabbit hole of wanting to learn how to lockpick, and I think it's such a cool skill. I think it's relatively hard, especially if you want to be like efficient. And I'm like, I need to do this. I can do this, and then I did it, and I was like, this is awesome. I was very very proud of myself. It's like hacking yourself when I like brute force, like when I first got into learning just like basic quote unquote cybersecurity or hacking tips or whatever. I was like sitting there trying to crack my own Wi-Fi, and then eventually I did. And that was just watching a lot of, this is really old, nullbyte stuff. And then they went hiatus, and then they came back, and I was like, this is awesome. But I quote unquote brute forced, used a dictionary attack to brute force my my Wi-Fi password. And I was like, oh, this is super fucking based, and And then I moved on, and I was like, this is kind of cringe actually. Oh, void Linux. Oh, void installer. That's what it is. Welcome to Void Linux. It's a simple and minimal Linux distribution. So we're gonna set up the keyboard. USA, US, U. Network. Yes. Network is mirror. Okay. Global available. I'm gonna do fastly. Yes. Okay. Time zone. America. Chicago. I'll just do void. Void user. Say a group of yes. This is where I fucked up. Oh, partition disk. That's what it was. I got 25 gigs to deal with. CF disk. Okay, so for biosystems, we're going to use the MBR to use GPT or PC biosystems, and it must be first boot. We can just do DOS. I'll do 560 megabytes. M primary right. Oh wait, type. What did I do last time? Okay. Oh. File system. Oh. In BIOS users, BR partition table advanced users may use GPT, but will need to create a special BIOS. Empty. What if I just do that? And then 20 extended. Oh, that's what I forgot. Make that bootable. Huh. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. I need that to be apparently you haven't learned about MKFS yet. No. Make file system. It not work. it hey man, I got farther than I did before and I learned something. We're copying live image, rebuilding. Interesting. Yeah. If you're not doing network install, at least installing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Give me some fucking credit over here. Please run xp install taxu like right after you have booted into void. Why? What would be the purpose of that? Select service to enable. Looks like that's all I need. Yes. XPBS system taxu. Fuck. Nice. No problems. You're updating. The ISOs aren't exactly packaged with the newest software. Oh, nice. XP BS install tech SU. Permission denied. Oh, okay. Let me run that as sudo. Wait, why do I see hardening in boot? I don't know. That's a good question. All I know is it. Yeah, I know. I know I need sudo, man. I be updating. Guys, I did it. I installed Void. Maybe Void pre-hardens their kernel. That could be true. That's a good question. After booting your install, perform system update. Void. Installing Void via chroot. Installing Void with full disk encryption. Installing Void and this section contains more specifics for a complex use case. Void Linux comes with some kernel security options enabled by default, such as the init on alloc option for kernel 5.4 and greater. Users can further harden their kernel by adding specific kernel command line arguments, such as init on free-1 for additional security. Though this can have performance impact, additionally, Void community discusses kernel hardening and the use of AppArmor for security enhancements. I know I can't spell, my dog. Look, as long as the internet knows what I'm saying, that's all that matters, right? Am I right?
Good law.
This be taking a minute. Void Linux provides many kernel series in the default repository. These are named Linux XYYI, for example. Linux 4.1, you can query all the series. Okay, so what does WMD are you going to install? Okay, so what window manager? I'm only going to use the command line. Changing the default frames generator, command line, the kernel. We're going to do we're going to continue install. We're going to do Rust only. We're going to replace everything with Rust. And we're going to make this Rust Void. And we're going to use a no desktop environment. So I'm replacing all the tools with Rust. Because Rust base, and yeah. Void Linux ships with some kernel hardening and allocate kernel modules. Void kernels comes with init on allocate option enabled by default where available. Linux 5.4 and greater. In most cases, should not be disabled as fairly minimal impact performance with 1%. The init on free option is more expensive, around 5% on average, and this needs to be enabled manually by passing init free 1. On the kernel command. If you need to disable this in Alloca, you can submit it as 0. There is a chance that if your existing install has old options enabled, this will still work for newer kernels, but have performance impact when within a free on old hardware. This can be quite noticeable if you're running a kernel series of 500 kernel modules. During boot, blacklisting kernel modules, kernel hooks, dynamic kernel module support. Nice. Look. XBBS. Create. What's their Man pages. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh, you helper? Oh, okay. Yeah, probably. You probably use Ubuntu with AppArmor disabled on Xorg. Shut up, Mark. Oh, who's Mark? Oh, you helpers for creating Chroot, I think. Oh, okay. I was looking for the man. Like, tell me what stuff certain does. Like, how to install a package. Search for binary packets available. Hmm. Okay. Install. Makes sense. So install line browser in Rust, huh? Does this exist? There are a few projects involving command line browsers using Rust. One is called Runt, a terminal-based web browser that can fetch and display. Oh, nice. Is a Gemini browser written in Rust based, which is posted to Reddit. Okay. But first, I'm gonna need cargo, right? Okay. Install Sway. Install. Oh, damn it. Yeah. Cargo run. True. So you use SE Linux. Then install Xorg with NVIDIA. Do I personally use SE Linux? No. And Deepin? I did not like how Deepin looked, to be completely honest. Deepin looked like ass. Oh, what's up, Mark? Noob. I pull armor out of the kernel first. Oh god, your guys' profiles are so fucking close. I think there's only one person here. Somebody change their profile. Definitely installing a Fed honeypot. Then install. God, one of you guys, please, for the love of God, change your profile picture to something else. It was, I was like reading stuff like it was one human. No, fuck y'all. They're like spooky close. Endure the pure one by one block profile pictures. God, yeah. So I need some color in here. Somebody else come in with a different profile picture, please. My brain. Yes, Rust. I did not hit her. I did not. Great minds. Who is her? Oh, hi, Mark. This is why we need women in the Linux space. They'll come in with. When I see anime girl profile picture, I'm like, I know it's the dude, but we got too much foreskin floating around the YouTube Linux to Gen 2 rabbit hole. Rust mentioned. Rust mentioned. I know there's some limitations of Musil, but I don't remember. I never read like there's like some little bit difference. Nine rules for Rust. Hell yeah. Runt. Okay. So cargo install runt. Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah. Musis is more secure than glibc. It removes a lot of bloat, right? What was it? There was a thread on Unix made by Median. Oh yeah, I gotta keep this. The suckless from scratch project. That'll be funny. glibc. Let's see. Musil is generally considered more secure than glibc due to its minimalist design and stricter adherence to standards, which reduces the attack surface and potential vulnerabilities. Musil is less prone to buffer overflows and malware that links to glibc will crash rather than run, further enhancing the security profile. However, glibc, despite its complexity as a larger code base, has been subject to numerous security audits and patches, which also improves the security of the phone. You should not be using. I'm just reading, my dog. Oh, yeah. What? Oh. A new glib supports some alternatives. A new libc striving to be fast, simple, lightweight, free, and correct. And how would I Can you read what I just posted? Or do I have to repost it again? You said Musil is more secure than glibc. That's all you said. I had to read. Terminal web browser. Oh. Interesting. So it's through cargo. Cargo run. Fixing the desktop Linux security model. Unix forms. Oh. I remember that. Tech. HT. Interesting. I'll have to figure that out. I don't think enough bongs have been had for this to work well. Yeah, it's true. Looks like I have to use links or something. Ooh. XPB. In their thread, I suggest it is a suggestion to replace Musil. Replace Musil with glibc. What is it called? Links? No, damn it. Have you had to go with Kick Secure before? Yeah. Kick Secure. So Kick Secure has a really cool new feature called system user management. Oh, okay. Well, maybe if you knew how to spell, man. If you knew how to spell, bro. Or I guess like grammatically put it in the correct. I don't fucking know. So I don't think they should have based it off Debian. But the thing is, I don't think that they should have picked up Debian, but I get why they did it. And then Hunix Tails for anonymity. Hunix Tails is good. I get why they picked Debian because Debian's been around for a very long time. They're not going anywhere. So maybe that's part of the reason. And I think it was like an LTS option. The Hard Gen 2 project is also pretty good. Do you still have to rebase Silver Blue to make Secure Blue? Yeah, I think so. But they have this really cool tool called new. It's like a new feature that's going to be in the like the damn it. I can't remember. Yeah, it's on X11. It no good. I mean, at X11, there's tons of stuff that still use X11. I get the Secure Blue's arguments against it, but versus Secure Blue, which has hardened malloc, SE Linux, and Trevalent. Yeah, I get their reasoning, but I mean, Kick Secure is literally an. I mean, there's a reason that Kick Secure is still around. I think so. This is such a sway in GNOME. Only such images that make usage of full Wayland protocols. First off, I'll never use Sway. I think Kick Secure is okay, but I think it could be rebased to something better. Oh, and ISO would be. I think it shouldn't be based on Debian. I think that was the mistake in my opinion, from what I've read. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for everything. So, like time attack protection with boot clock randomization is pretty awesome. the secure distributed web date. I think they have a response to secure. It could be based on Fedora. It could have been. It should have been. I think there was some work to porting it to Gen 2, but it failed. And not only that, I think another issue with it, I guess, is the time-based attack protection is pretty cool. Oh yes, this is what it is. Kick Secure updates servers neither by but not by that. There's a new feature they have where it makes two users. It's called system user, like system management user. So essentially what they now do is they have a non-root profile and then they have a root profile. The non-root profile will do all the daily tasks that do not require root privileges. And then when you need to do root, you have to switch to this profile on purpose, do the system management, and then switch batch. I like the easy switch to live or pre-installed features in case secure kind of like tails. Yeah. Where's their news? It's brand new. It's a very cool. I wish more had this option. I actually am. Insecure already suggested that. Maiden's Guide covers that. I already know. But not. Covered that, but not. Insecure already suggests that. Yeah. I'm testing it. It's pretty cool. It's on Cubes OS though. The system maintenance user. That's what it is. It's split. It's very cool. It's a very cool. That's what it is. System maintenance user. Pseudoless. It's pretty base. Dummy dependence. Ever wanted to uninstall, for example, Firefox on it, but ran into the meta package issue? Update check. System check now. Ooh, now provides more guidance for protection against physical attacks. The new sys checks include detection of user system link spin on host systems, notification, full disk encryption. I think it's awesome. I would never be able to run Kick Secure as a main distro, but I do run it in Cubes OS now. You can find the root account using SE Linux. Yeah, I don't know. This is pretty easy. It's default. I mean, and make it basically impossible to access root. Yeah. The thing is, I think people still should have the right to choose their software. This is what Android Chrome OS does. At least I think so. I believe so. Yeah, you can't root without exploiting. There's rooting your device is that was like the hype, but hence why you lose all the security benefits when you jailbreak your phone. It pretty much doesn't let you run anything as root, which is, a good thing. Guys, look, Tor mentioned unsupported platforms. Now, if I could get AppArmor security hardening for secure unrelated distributions. Interesting. I'd like to read through this. Profile uploading, common operations. I'll be sure to. I like when you can install a website. I do like when maintain Tor brush manually updating other secure profiles that provides notification. I'll have to read through that. That'll be cool. No, you got to remember, you got to use Kick Secure is replacing the AppArmor profiles with AppArmor D. We need to move to FireJail. FireJail is actually like even the desktop environment, which finds the entire system, even the basic tools such as ls and grep in your browser. Would you say that that's a better idea? D. Oh, okay. Let's see what this is. AppArmor D. Okay. AppArmor is a set of over 1,500 AppArmor profiles whose aim to confine most Linux-based applications to process. Oh, yeah, and way more. Confine all root processes such as systemd tools and Bluetooth and dbus, Polkit, Man, or OpenVPN. Confine all desktop environments. Confine all user services such as Pipewire, GSD, dbus, XDG, XWayland. Confine some special user application, web browsers, file management. Should not break normal usage of the confined software. Target both desktops and servers. Support all distributions that support Advent, Arch, Linux, Ubuntu, Debian, OpenSUSE. Support for all major desktop environments. GNOME, GNOME, KDE. No, I'm going to say it. GNOME, KDE, XSFCE. Boo! Demo. You want to try this project and you're curious about it. Usage, security it can provide without installing it in your machine. You can try it online in AppArmor Play Machine at. Oh, interesting. Let's play with it. Free root access on AppArmor machine. Play machine is what a system with root as guest account only. AppArmor restricts access called to ensure as root. The password is AppArmor to demonstrate the necessary. But fine. Okay, cool. Any kind of DDoS out of scope. I used FireJail way back in the day, but could never get my head around the SSID potential vulnerabilities to really know how good it is. It's apparently really bad. It's actually worse. It like weakens security. I mean, I was listening to that about before PriveSec Dev and other people. They're like, I've listened to other people say FireJail is not good. This is beautiful. I'll have to check this out. Okay, now that I have, let's do that. We're gonna do Arch Linux next. I'll fuck around with Void though. Delete. I'm coming through my balls. Would have been nice though. Yeah, people saying it gives sudo permission, so I stopped using it pretty quick. Would have been nice though. Yeah. Mama na na na. Mama mia. 4 gigs. Okay, time to install Arch Linux. Visit download, GPT key signature, prepare the installation media, boot the environment. Arch Linux does not support secure boot. You will need to disable secure boot. Notation, secure boot, post. The ISO uses systemd boot for UEFI and system Linux for BIOS booting, respectively E or tab to enter the boot parameters. The net booting image would have been bubble wrap. Yeah, bubble wrap's supposed to like solve it. A common example of manually defining boot parameters would be the font size for better reliability. Okay. Okay. I forget that there's Linux, what is it? Linux speed runs. Should I do BIOS? UEFI. To install Arch, which is kind of funny. To install Arch Linux, follow the installation guide for Wi-Fi. Compile Graphene OS from source and then run it in AS. So I know one of their goals is to essentially, from what I understand, to be able to do that with newer hardware to virtualize Graphene OS, not obviously compile, but run it in a virtual machine. Okay. Okay. Did you feel consequences? To verify UFI binaries, we're gonna do cat sys ef. Oh, firmware EFI W. If the command returns 64, the system is booted into UFI mode and has a 64-bit x64 UFI. 32. If it returns no spider, it may be booted BIOS. Clear. Connect to the internet. To set up a network connection, when we go through the following steps, ensure your network is installed. For wireless, Ethernet, plug in the cable, TCP download. Verified with ping, just to verify. Beautiful. Update the system clock, time, date, CTL. When recognized by the partition of the disk, when recognized by the system, disks are assigned a block device, dev, DSDA, NBO, and F disk. Results in ROM loop, airflows may be ignored, blah, blah, blah. That should make sure the disk in RAID mode. To check your MVE, for booting if any file system partition, use a partition tool like this. Okay. So one disk. The following partitions are required to choose device. one partition for the root directory. For booting into UFO mode and EFI subpartition, use a partition tool like fdisk. Let's do C fdisk GTP boot. That's going to be 1 gig. I'm going to do type EFI system right. And then we're going to do new 19 gigs, right type. Linux remainder of the device at least 22 gigs. Linux server x86. Okay. Other mount points such as EFI are possible to provide that the user booted loader is capable of loading the kernel infrastructure, which is the root volume. See the warning Arch boot process bootloader. Mount point install soon. Mount point on the installed system. Oh, okay. BIOS with MBR. Gotcha. UFI with GPT. Format the partitions. Okay. If you once the partitions have been created, each newly partition must be formatted with the appropriate file system. See the system file. For example, xvideo for the system for the device root run mkfs xt4 os. Wait, lsb. Okay, there we go. VDA2. Okay, so mkfs ext4 and then dev VDA2. That's root. If you create an EFI system, format it to FAT32 using mkf s vfat tech f32. One. Okay. All right, those things are in. Mount the system. Dev VDA2 tag mnt. Mount the root volume to mount. For example, root volume is dev ready partition. Create any remaining mount points under MT, such as mount boot or tac boot, and mount the volumes in the core inspire hierarchy. To run mount with the M specific mount point, actually create MD beforehand. VA1. Packages to be installed must be downloaded from the mirror servers, which are defined in SC Pacman mirror list on the live system. After connecting the internet, Reflector updates the mirror list by choosing 20 most recent most recently synchronized HPS mirrors and sorting them by download. The higher a mirror is placed on the list, the more part of will be given when downloading a package. You may want to inspect the file to see if it is satisfactory. If not, edit the according more graphically. The file will later be copied to the new system by Packstrap, so it's worth getting it right. Install the install package. No, select the mirrors. Oh, good. No system software configured except for excited panel list gets carried from the live environment to the installation system. Use Packstrap script to install the base packages, Linux kernel, and firmware common behavior. Capital K. Oh, base. The fuck? Use the Packstrap to script install the base package. Linux kernel from interesting. The base package is not containing all tools. You can substitute Linux with a kernel package of your choice, or you can admit. Oh, that's where I forgot. Mount. There we go. How the fuck did I skip that? I'm a real goober. Nice. Okay, installed. Okay, after that is installed, configure the system. What's up, Ravish? Generate an fstab file. Use the U or tag L to define UID or labels respectively. Okay. Okay. Gen fstab tag U mount. Do. Check the resulting amount of zip file and edit it in case of errors. Time. Set the time zone. LN tag SF. Huh. Did you install Void? I did. I got the base installation done. No desktop environment. USA. Okay. Oh. This command assumes the hardware clock is set to UTC. See the time stand for details to prevent clock drift and ensure accurate time. Set up a time synchronizer using temporal such as system D. Hmm. I am root. Okay. Where the fuck is EN US? EN UTF-8? Okay. Maybe I'll be able to spell Arch from memory someday. Okay. Okay. VCon. Huh. Okay. Wing. Once the system user local have been created, you can insert new. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Hmm. Okay. Finding your lag. Local network installation editors file for device land C sub DNS server to resolve. Oh, interesting. To set the pretty host name. Oh, local network host name resolution to make your machine accessible via LAN. It's host name you can host. Creating a new infram is usually not required, but because my was run on the installation curl package. Choose and install Linux capable bootloader. Let's see. Interesting. Lots of more to read and do, guys. No cap. I am Big Sleepy from Big Doinks. I will end the stream early tonight, guys, and I will